Good evening. This is All India Radio and I am Valsa Williams with the news at 9. The headlines. Centre all set to launch Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana on the 25th of September. No enrolment required for beneficiaries of the scheme, says Health Minister J.P. Nadda. Election Commission assures satisfactory solution to concerns on reliability of electronic voting machines at all party meeting. In Uttar Pradesh, at least 12 people killed due to torrential rains and floods in several places. 44 villages marooned in Azamgarh district. FDI in the country rises 23% to about $13 billion in the first quarter of this fiscal. Sensex and Nifty hit all-time highs. And Neeraj Chopra bags gold medal in javelin throw at Asian Games. 3 silver and 1 bronze also come India's way on the 9th day. The centre is all set to launch the world's largest healthcare scheme called Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana on the 25th of next month. Addressing media in New Delhi, Health Minister J.P. Nadda said 29 states and union territories have signed an MOU so far towards the implementation of the scheme.
Approximately 10.74 crore poor and vulnerable families are there, which are entitled in the socio-economic caste census data, and there is no cap to the family size. Benefits will be portable across the country. Around 85% of the rural families and 60% of the urban families have been identified, and this process is going on.
Mr. Nadda said under the scheme, a health insurance cover of 5 lakh rupees per family will be provided for treatment at empanelled hospitals, and all government hospitals are deemed to be empanelled. He said the package rate of over 1,300 services has been identified. Mr. Nadda warned that strict action will be taken against those running fake websites on Ayushman Bharat.
There is no enrollment required for beneficiaries, and there should be no payment for any services being obtained from the hospitals. We are very strict on the action against the fake websites. We have also gone for criminal cases, will be charged against the fraudulent websites and agents trying to collect money from the beneficiaries. There is no website other than the official website, and the beneficiaries are not supposed to pay any amount for enrollment.
The minister informed that the Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana call centre 14555 will also become operational from the 5th of next month. Mr. Nadda unveiled the logo of the scheme. Anti-fraud guidelines to check any fraud related to the scheme and data privacy and information security policy were also launched. The Election Commission has said it will provide satisfactory solution to the concerns raised by political parties on the reliability of electronic voting machines (EVMs). The Commission today held a meeting in New Delhi with recognized national and state political parties, where several political outfits pitched for returning to the ballot paper system. All 7 national parties and 34 state parties attended the meeting. Briefing reporters after the meeting, Chief Election Commissioner O.P. Rawat said some parties said that going back to ballots will bring back booth capturing. He said all political parties have given positive and constructive suggestions for improving further the integrity of elections, and the Commission will examine the suggestions and take steps accordingly.
उनकी जो भी चिंताएं ईवीएम, वीवीपैट और दूसरी चीजों के बारे में उन्होंने व्यक्त की हैं, उन सब पर कम्प्रिहेंसिव व्यू लेकर इलेक्शन कमीशन उनके प्रति संतोषजनक हल प्रदान करेगा.
During the meeting, the political parties urged the Commission that on the lines of Doordarshan and AIR, the free airtime to political parties should be provided on private media for electoral campaigns. They also suggested a ceiling on expenditure limit for council elections. More from our correspondent.
Several opposition parties raised the issue of EVM tampering and technical glitches in the voter verifiable paper audit trail system. Official sources said the representatives of the Congress, Samajwadi Party, PSP and the Trinamool Congress were among those who raised these issues, and many of them also suggested going back to the ballot paper system. The poll panel convened the meeting ahead of elections to several state assemblies later this year and the Lok Sabha polls scheduled for early next year. It has been periodically holding consultative meetings with all recognized political parties to elicit their views on important issues. With Divakar's report, Swati Rakheja, AIR News, Delhi.
The Congress has said that transparency in the election process is important to a secure democracy. Briefing media in New Delhi this evening, party spokesperson Abhishek Manu Singhvi said EVMs were introduced to make the election process secure, but this should come along with a transparent process. He said 30% of the VVPATs that are to be used should be cross-checked. The BJP today came down heavily on the Congress for its President Rahul Gandhi's remarks that his party was not involved in the 1984 anti-Sikh riots. The party alleged that the entire Congress party and its leadership were involved in the riots. Talking to reporters in New Delhi, BJP leader R.P. Singh hit out at Punjab Chief Minister Captain Amrinder Singh for defending Mr. Gandhi over the remarks and said the opposition party is rubbing salt on the wounds of Sikhs. He wondered at the Chief Minister's comments that not the Congress but some of the individuals related to the party were involved. A meeting of BJP-ruled state Chief Ministers will be held in New Delhi tomorrow. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, BJP President Amit Shah and 15 BJP Chief Ministers will attend the meeting at the party headquarters. It is believed that the meeting will take stock of welfare programs in the party-ruled states. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates, follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts. Fresh rain lashed several parts of Uttar Pradesh even as the state continued to reel under the impact of torrential rains and flood in many districts. 12 people lost their lives and 8 others were injured in rain-related incidents in the last 24 hours. The Met Department has forecast heavy rain in some parts of the state. More from our correspondent.
Water level of Ghagra River is rising continuously due to heavy rain in the region. 44 villages have been marooned due to rise in water in Azamgarh district, forcing hundreds of inhabitants to migrate to safer places. Ghagra River breached another embankment and Chandpur of Haraiya Tehsil in Basti district, submerging 42 villages. Administration rescued more than 600 people in district. Gonda district is worst affected, where more than 1 lakh people of 400 hamlets are affected. The State Relief Commissioner Sanjay Kumar told AIR that administration is working to repair damaged embankments on Ghagra, Rapti and Narani rivers. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
In Chhattisgarh, heavy rain during the last 3 days has disrupted normal life. Rivers and rivulets are in spate and flood-like situation is prevailing in several districts. Our correspondent reports that many villages remain cut off from district headquarters.
Water levels in most of the reservoirs are on rise due to continuous rains in Chhattisgarh. 8 gates of Gangrel Dam in Dhamtari district have been opened and more than 40,000 cubic water is being released from the dam. Gates of other dams have also been opened, leading to sudden rise in water level in Mahanadi, Shivnath, Kharun, Sondur and other rivers. An alert has been sounded in the villages close to the banks of these rivers. In the state capital Raipur, administration has declared holiday for the schools. Met Department has predicted heavy rainfall during the next 24 hours and a red alert has been sounded across the state. Vikalp Shukla, AIR News, Raipur.
The CBSE has decided to facilitate and provide digital mark sheets, migration certificates and pass certificates to the students whose board exam academic documents have been lost or damaged in the Kerala floods. In Odisha, Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana is changing the lives of people by fulfilling their long-awaited dreams of owning a house. The scheme was launched by the central government in 2015 with an aim to provide affordable housing to the poor. The program is a step towards realizing the vision of Prime Minister Narendra Modi of housing for all by 2022. Here is a ground report from our Sambalpur correspondent.
The centre took the decision to provide affordable house to homeless people in Odisha, particularly in tribal-dominated districts who are forced to sleep on the streets. Supriti Mishra, who is a university teacher and also works for betterment of rural people in the Maneswar block of Sambalpur district, says.
Duti Bhue of Matikai village under Batemura Gram Panchayat is a widow living in a dilapidated house with her physical handicapped son and daughter. The children were uncomfortable with rain dripping into the hut through the roof in the monsoons. They have no income source except the widow pension and the physical handicap pension of her son. After receiving the Prime Minister Awas Yojana work order, the beneficiary started the work of house and completed it within 4 months. Now the small family stream comes through and they are living very happily in the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana house.
Odisha government has constructed 18,75,000 houses in past 4 years under the Awas Yojana. State Agriculture Minister Pradeep Maharathi says Odisha has been ranked first in making houses for poor and homeless people. SN Patnaik, AIR News, Sambalpur.
Finance Minister Arun Jaitley today said banks are the heart and soul of the country's economy and the role of banks will increase as India expands and grows. Addressing the annual general meeting of Indian Banks Association through video conferencing in New Delhi, Mr. Jaitley said banks support individuals and companies and contribute to nation building. Foreign direct investment in India rose 23% to $12.8 billion during the April to June quarter of this fiscal. According to the Department of Industrial Policy and Promotion data, the foreign fund inflows in April to June 2017-18 stood at $10.4 billion. Key sectors that received maximum foreign investment during the first quarter of the current fiscal include services, trading and telecommunications. At the stock markets, both the key indices, the Sensex and the Nifty, hit another closing high today, but the rupee ended weaker against the dollar. A report.
The Sensex at the Bombay Stock Exchange zoomed 442 points to close at a new all-time high of 38,694. The Nifty jumped 135 points to a new peak of 11,557. At the forex market, the rupee depreciated 25 paise to 70 rupees 16 paise against the dollar. Gold rose 100 rupees to 31,000 rupees per 10 grams in Delhi. And Brent crude oil futures rose 27 cents to trade at $76.09 a barrel. Kamal Saxena for AIR News.
United Nations investigators today called for an international probe and prosecution of Myanmar's army chief and 5 other top military commanders for genocide against the country's Rohingya minority. A UN-backed fact-finding mission said that Myanmar's top military generals, including Commander-in-Chief Senior General Min Aung Hlaing, must be investigated and prosecuted for genocide in the north of Rakhine State. He said they should also be investigated and prosecuted for crimes against humanity and war crimes in Kachin and Shan states. Pakistan's Supreme Court today ordered the Accountability Court in Islamabad to conclude the remaining 2 corruption cases against jailed former Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif and his family within the next 6 weeks. According to a media report, the 68-year-old PMLN leader appeared before the Islamabad-based court for hearing in the Al Azizia steel mills and the Hill Metal Establishment cases. India clinched 1 gold, 3 silver and 1 bronze medal on the 9th day of the 18th Asian Games in Indonesia today. Neeraj Chopra became the first Indian javelin thrower to win an Asian Games gold medal as he shattered his own national record by clearing a distance of 88.06 meters in men's final. Chopra's gold is only the second medal India has won in javelin throw in Asian Games history after Gurtej Singh won a bronze in 1982 in New Delhi. President Ramnath Kovind, Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Sports Minister Colonel Rajyavardhan Rathore have congratulated Neeraj Chopra on the win. In athletics, Neena Varakhel got silver after leaping a distance of 6.51 meters in women's long jump final. Sudha Singh bagged silver in women's 3,000 meters steeplechase event. Dharunaya Sami got silver in 400 meters hurdles, clocking 48.96 seconds. Jinsun Johnson qualified for the final after emerging on top in Heat 1. The News Services Division of All India Radio in its weekly bilingual live phone-in program Public Speak will bring you a discussion tonight on Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana. This can be heard on FM Gold channel and additional frequencies from 9:30 p.m. Listeners can ask questions to the experts in our studio on toll-free telephone number 1-800-11-5767. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Centre all set to launch Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana on the 25th of September. No enrollment required for beneficiaries of the scheme, says Health Minister J.P. Nadda. Election Commission assures satisfactory solution to concerns on reliability of electronic voting machines at all party meeting. In Uttar Pradesh, at least 12 people killed due to torrential rains and floods in several places, 44 villages marooned in Azamgarh district. FDI in the country rises 23% to about $13 billion in first quarter of this fiscal. Sensex and Nifty hit all-time highs. And Neeraj Chopra bags gold medal in javelin throw at Asian Games. 3 silver and 1 bronze also come India's way on the 9th day. And that is all in the news at 9. Good night.